Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we have a truly fascinating and somewhat mysterious topic to discuss. We're going to transport ourselves to a remote corner of Russia where beneath the mountain massif of Yamantau lies something many consider to be the world's largest bunker. But before we start, if you're new to my channel, make sure you've hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos. Now let's get started. Most of the known, declassified bunkers are relics of the Cold War. They were designed and built to provide shelter for state authorities and staff coordinating military operations in the event of a global conflict. An example can be the famous American Congress bunker in White Sulphur Springs, where after a nuclear holocaust, congressmen would still convene, legislating for a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Another partially declassified shelter is the Cheyenne Mountain Air Station, where the NORAD command center is located. This place is well known, and you can even go on a tour there, and television shoots its programs for viewers thirsty for a view of the secret bunker. But today we're focusing on Mount Yamantau, which is much less known, but no less fascinating. The first reports of gigantic works near Yamantau appeared as early as the 70s, when the nuclear arsenals of the USA and the USSR reached their peak level, ensuring effective sterilization of the surface of more than one country. Contrary to what happened with most projects started during the US era, the work was intensified after the collapse of this state. What's surprising is that the Russians continued them even when, during Boris Yeltsin's time, the country was struggling with huge financial problems and Russia had problems with, for example, paying soldiers' salaries. The investment, the cost of which various sources estimate at $7 to several tens of billions of dollars, turned out to be so important that the work was not abandoned. Thanks to satellite intelligence, specialists had no doubts. The Russians in this region are building something big. The problem is that it is not known what it is, nor exactly where it is being built. It is assumed that the main part of the underground installation is located under the highest peak in the region, which is Mount Yamantau. According to some, the object has nothing to do with the military, and the noted participation of military units is normal practice for works carried out on such a large scale. However, according to American Congressman Roscoe Bartlett, who has been dealing with this issue since the mid-90s, this is not true. In his opinion, the thesis about the construction of a gigantic shelter of military significance hidden under a mountain massif is more likely. Bartlett emphasizes that the scale of the work being carried out, 2 garrisons and worker settlements capable of accommodating 30,000 people have been established in the area, suggests that the facility has strategic significance. Another piece of evidence pointing to the military nature of the complex is its proximity to Chelyabinsk 70, a well-known research center dealing with nuclear weapons. But does all this have to do with the current situation in Ukraine? Well, some speculate that the Russian bunker under Yamantau could serve as a shelter for key power figures in the event of an escalation of the conflict in Ukraine. After all, in the face of increasing tensions and uncertainties, such a place could provide security and continuity of government operations, even in the worst-case scenario. But what about resistance to nuclear attacks? Well, that's part of what makes Yamantau so fascinating. The theory goes that the facility is designed to survive a direct nuclear attack. In fact, some sources suggest that it could even survive multiple strikes. This means that even in the worst-case scenario, when bombs are falling on the surface of the Earth, Yamantau could remain untouched. This is really amazing when you think about it. It all shows how far technology has come, but also how far some countries are willing to go to ensure their security. But most importantly, it shows how seriously some countries take the possibility of nuclear conflict. Now, let's talk about the Russian President Vladimir Putin. While there's no direct evidence linking Putin to the Yamantau facility, it's reasonable to assume that as the leader of Russia, he would be one of the individuals protected in the event of a nuclear conflict. Some speculate that the facility could even serve as a doomsday shelter for Putin and other key figures in the Russian government. This is, of course, purely speculative, but it does add another layer of intrigue to the Yamantau mystery. All of this leads us to the question, what does all this mean for the future? Well, that's hard to say. For now, Yamantau remains a mystery. But one thing is certain. This is a topic that deserves our attention, because while we can hope that a scenario where such places are needed will never come to pass, history shows that it's better to be prepared. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future episodes. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.